What's up, guys? I'm here at Brick's Corner on 7th East in Salt Lake City. I'm very excited to be here March 24th, 7 p.m. Utah's taking down the Detroit Red Wings. We'll be here taking down some Detroit-style pizza. Now, what is Detroit-style pizza? I'm glad you asked. This, my friends, is Detroit-style pizza. I've got right here the Brick House Pizza. It's the marquee menu item here at Brick's Corner. Look at that, kind of shaped like an ice rink, huh? Not bad, in square form, super thick, tons of toppings, sauce on top, classic Detroit style. But if pizza's not your thing, they got everything here. They got wings, salads, desserts, burgers, drinks. They got a bar area, but it's kid friendly here. That area is 21 over. Everywhere else, bring your family, bring your friends, come on down. Lots of TVs. We're gonna have a great time March 24th.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to SLC Puck! Woo! Love me sexy! That's what they're playing in the locker room right now in Vancouver. The Utah Hockey Club just minutes ago won its biggest game of the season, Sunday night. Woo! A big one against the Vancouver Canucks. A resounding 3-1 victory. And this is not an exaggeration. This was their biggest game of the season. The team comes up huge in the clutch. A lot of fun, a lot of great action there. I'll tell you what, watching the game here in SLC Puck Studios, I was amazed at just how well the entire team played. It was a complete team effort, I thought. They persevered, they battled through adversity. We'll talk all about it here in just a second. But hey, I'm your host, Austin Facer. Welcome to episode 91 of SLC Puck. And yes, I am quite excited, not just because the Utah Hockey Club won a huge game tonight, but we also have some amazing stuff in the SLC Puck shop. Let me just show you really quick. This is something I've been teasing for a little bit. If you've been following the show or know me at all in any way, you know that I'm a big advocate of Crown Burger as the best destination for a burger in Salt Lake City, you know, before or after a Utah Hockey Club game or just pretty much any time. Crown Burger is pretty good. So this is my love letter right here to Crown Burger. It's an SLC Puck Crown Tee, very heavily inspired by Crown Burger. And hey, I thought the design was so cool, I put it on a t-shirt as well. So really excited about that. And hey, more fun stuff happening, more reasons to be excited. Watch parties are coming. We're gonna have one next week at Brick's Corner, and then the week after that at a bar named Sue on Highland Drive. I'm gonna play some ads for those so you guys can see the space a little bit, see what it's gonna look like. Don't forget, we still have our great promotion with Payne Anthony Creative Jewelers and Jonathan's Jewelries. Just scan this QR code here for me. I'm gonna play an ad for them as well here in just a little bit. So bear with me, guys. Trying to pay some bills here, get you guys a good show. But that's gonna be easy tonight to give you a good show because I'm fired up. I'm fired up. I should be. It would be weird if I wasn't. And it just kind of, like, I think we're in a postseason mode right now. I mean, just what I'm thinking about is really the NCAA tournament. Had their selection show today, Selection Sunday. Utah State, BYU punched their tickets to the NCAA tournament. The Utah Hockey Club trying to punch their ticket to the Stanley Cup playoffs and made a big step tonight. I think you could argue, and it's not even an argument, it's just kind of a statement of fact, that tonight's game really had the season on the line. And I'll show you what I mean here, all right? The math nerds over at my favorite website, moneypuck.com, again, if you're like a second screen person, you like to have like a laptop up or like your iPad or even just your phone, you know, to read my hilarious tweets while, you know, watching the game or whatever. Do that for one. Follow me on social media too, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, at SLC Puck. But in addition to reading my, you know, razor sharp commentary during the game, what you should also be looking at is moneypuck.com. I really enjoy having MoneyPuck up while watching the game. And you can just see here, they do a really good job showing the ebb and flow of the game, like the key moments here, the penalties, goals by each team. You can see Vancouver's goal in the second period, gave them a much better chance of winning at that point. It was over 70%. Utah counters, though, gets the game back to a 50-50 game. And then in the third, they take off. It was all Utah from here on out. Utah weathered a storm in the second period, that's for sure. And I think to go into that third period tied 1-1 was really, really important to the outcome of this game. But again, back to my point, let me just show you how important this game was for both teams. All right, so let's go here to the game preview. Right here, we can see going into this, Utah had a 56% chance of winning as compared to a 44% chance for the Vancouver Canucks. I'm assuming they gave Utah the edge on that primarily because Vancouver had played the night before. So playing on the second game of back-to-back is something that most people consider to be a challenge. But it's kind of funny. I was talking to my good buddy and co-host of Nashcast, Tyson Nash, and he's like, "That's the stupidest thing that like people think that's real." No, you're not that tired going into the second game of back-to-back. Tyson's an Iron Man though. He's a maniac. It's so funny. I saw him. We're getting ready for Nashcast. We have two, and I'm going to get back to my original point in a second, guys. You know me. I like to go on tangents. But Tyson was here in Salt Lake. We had kind of, maybe I should get this up too. We had kind of a funny moment. And again, I'm getting back to the original point, guys. Let me get all these thoughts out of my head. But we're kind of we're ramping up Nashcast. It's getting bigger and better every time, and next year we're really going to do it really big, and we're excited about that. So we're shooting a lot more like promotional content and just getting Tyson out and about. And Tyson loves being here in Utah, I should add. He's such a man of the people. He loves Utah Hockey Club fans, and such a great example of this, I would say. And I'm trying to pull this up. I did not have this prepared. You might have to just check it out on Instagram yourself, but the Utah Hockey Club put out this great video where Tyson and the brother of one, Nick Schmaltz, were sitting rinkside for the Maple Leafs game. You'll see someone you recognize standing in the shadows there. And, they were just getting some funny commentary. Jordan Schmaltz, Nick Schmaltz's brother, he's a funny guy. You can follow him on Twitter and all that great stuff. He's a hockey personality. That's for dang sure. But they were sitting rinkside. They were mic'd up, just commenting on the game, having a good bit of fun. When all of a sudden this puck comes careening over the glass, hits the net, comes down over the glass. And sorry, guys, I don't have this up for you, so you'll have to find this on Instagram. And lands right. It almost hits Tyson in the head, for one, which I don't know how it missed because Tyson's got a big old noggin. But it comes, the puck hits the ground almost right at my feet. And I hand it to Tyson. He grabs it in stride and immediately turns and throws it to a little girl sitting in the stands with a cast on. It almost felt scripted. It was pretty awesome. So anyway, that's just to tell you like what a great guy Tyson is. We're really excited about Nashcasts coming up. But anyway, sorry, that was a long tangent. I just really wanted to tell that story. So go find that video on Instagram on the Utah Hockey Club's profile. I think you'll get a kick out of that. But anyway, so going into the game preview. I mean, again, Utah was given an edge on this, but I think just to illustrate how important this game was for both teams, right? So it's clearly labeled right here. And if you're listening to me on Apple or Spotify, I'll do the best I can to describe this, but I always recommend watching this podcast on YouTube just because it's such a treat visually, right? Anyway, so it says here, this is a big game for Utah Hockey Club. You can see here, this is the game preview. Utah Hockey Club's odds. If they beat the Canucks in regulation, they get 2 points, right? And would keep the Canucks from getting a point, which would be huge. That would up their odds of making the playoffs to 26.6. So not great, not a guarantee, but still keeps them in the running. If they had they lost to the Canucks in regulation, Money Puck's estimation was that would have given Utah only a 10% chance of making the playoffs. So effectively could have ended their season there. If they beat the Canucks in OT, that would have been fine, right? They would have gotten 2 points, and surrendered one to the Canucks. But for Vancouver, I almost said Calgary. For Vancouver, this was a huge game. You can see the odds here. If they beat Utah Hockey Club in regulation, the chances of making the playoffs, they probably would have gotten the lead, I guess, in the 4-horse race, right? So it's between Vancouver, St. Louis, Calgary, and the Utah Hockey Club for that last spot in the Western Conference playoffs. Getting the 4-point swing on Utah, a divisional opponent, and someone they're also in the running, right, for that wild card spot. That would have upped their odds to 51.2. And then, but had they lost, that lowers it down to 29.6, right, which is not that far off from the Utah Hockey Club's odds right now. So looking at this.
What's up, guys? Sunday, March 30th, Utah's taking on Chicago, 2 p.m. We're going to be watching it right here at a bar named Sue on Highland Drive. It's an awesome space. I wanted to show it off to you guys, so come on in. A lot of great art on the wall. Real Salt Lake jersey. Got to get a Utah Hockey Club jersey up there soon. I mean, look how big this place is, though. We could really pack the bar named Sue. They got TVs all over the place in here. Got a huge stage area. We'll do some giveaways, have some fun there. Oh, look, there's another TV. Got a ton of drinks on tap, lots of great brewskis. Tons of whiskey there too, man. A great staff too. Happy to serve you. There's the guy Steven right here.
Hi guys.
I'll be up here on the microphone in between intermissions. We'll have some great giveaways for you guys. T-shirts, koozies, lots of other stuff from our partners. So super excited to have fun the whole game long. And let's say you need more stuff to do to intermission. There's pool tables here, ping pong, darts over here. You can really like have a good time here like any day of the week. I love this place. This is the place. Like I said, March 30th, 2 p.m., bar named Sue, Highland Drive. Be here. We're going to have a great time.
Going into the game, I kind of had a good feeling. I was like, I'll tell you who has the most pressure coming into this game. It's Vancouver. And we talk so much about like pressure is a privilege, pressure, blah, 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 right? But pressure also tightens you up. Makes it a lot harder to do what you got to do. And Vancouver's a team that depends so heavily on one guy, on Quinn Hughes, who, by the way, tonight racked up, I believe, over 30 minutes of ice time. So he played more than half the game for Vancouver, which is a lot to ask out of somebody. When we were asking, and when I say we, I mean Utah Hockey Club, asking Mikhail Sergachev to carry the load, to be the horse on defense. He was pushing 30, and I think that was a big strain on his body. Tonight, Quinn Hughes played 29 minutes and 49 seconds of ice time, so very considerable chunk of time on the ice, almost half the game, basically half the game. But anyway, coming into this, I'm like, Utah, they had their letdown game against Seattle. I don't want to say I predicted this, but I sort of did, and I was like really mad at myself because I thought perhaps I had manifested something. I was like, this is a trap game. Seattle is one of a team that's kind of comfortably out of the playoff picture. Utah Hockey Club, they're fighting for a spot, but they might be looking past the Kraken. They might be looking into the Canadian border for its game on Saturday, right? So this is my thought on Friday. I'm really nervous about this one. And I was right to be. Utah Hockey Club dropped a 4-2 win, or not a win, but a 4-2 decision to the Kraken on Friday night. Classic trap game scenario. Seattle scored 51 seconds into the game, which forced Utah to play from behind pretty much the entire way. But they did take a 2-1 lead in the second period. However, Seattle took that back and ended up winning, scoring an empty netter there at the end to grab a 4-2 win. So I thought that was really devastating for Utah, and it makes tonight's win even more like delicious, I think, when you think about the response that they had. Again, I was nervous, but then when I saw them talking about the skate they had on Saturday, Andre Tourigny spoke to the media, and we saw pictures on the Utah Hockey Club social media as well. The guys looked excited for this game. They like that was a word that Andre Tourigny, and I know I've said the word excited probably 50 times in this episode already. Can't help it. This is exciting, okay? But Andre Tourigny was like, we're excited for Saturday. We want to be in a game like this, and that was something that was talked about on the Utah Hockey Club broadcast as well. Nick Olczyk said that. Dom Moore said that. Those guys know hockey, right? Nick's been around the game his entire life. Dom was in the NHL for over 10 years. They're like, these are the games you get up for. This is why you work hard. This is why you put in the hours, put in the work in the summer for a night like tonight in March, for some March madness. And it was madness. It was really, really cool to see. I was really encouraged by the Utah Hockey Club's pace right off the get-go. I thought they played with a much better pace in this one than they did against Seattle. I watched the game against Seattle. It kind of looked like everybody had blocks of cement on their feet. They looked a little disinterested, and I think they probably had the tension of having to play from behind for a considerable part of this game. But Sunday, it was a completely different story. I thought the Utah Hockey Club did a really good job of coming out, bringing the fight into the game right from the get-go. I believe they outshot the Canucks 14-3 in the first period, which was huge. But again, we saw moments where things weren't going super well for the Utah Hockey Club, right? So, they did let in the first goal, which was not great. A goal by Quinn Hughes. Predictable, right? He's been the engine that's been running the bus for the Vancouver Canucks all year. But the Utah Hockey Club also had other moments of adversity, right? There were some really kind of dumb penalties at times. Clayton Keller took a double minor penalty. Hey, what's up, guys? Let me just interrupt the show really quick to remind you about our incredible partnership with Payne Anthony Creative Jewelers and Jonathan's Jewelry. We've been giving out $250 gift cards to either one of those locations for a while now. It was so cool to talk to some of you guys at the arena the other night. A few people came up to me and yo, the gift card came. I can't wait to go use it. Go use it. If you want a gift card, go use it. Go out to Jonathan's Jewelry or Payne Anthony Creative Jewelers. Check out what they've got. They got some awesome stuff. Take care of yourself or take care of that special somebody in your life. I don't care. And when you go in, tell them that SLC Puck sent you. They'll knock another $100 off of your order, and that's good for anybody too. And so let me just make it clear. If you haven't won one of these gift cards yet, enter this raffle. It's super easy. Just scan this QR code, hit send. It's the easiest giveaway you'll ever enter. And if you haven't won yet, don't worry. You're still in the running. Grab someone else's phone. Take the picture. Scan the message. I don't care. Just do it. Get yourself something nice for yourself or someone you love, and go to Payne Anthony Creative Jewelers or Jonathan's Jewelry to do so. We appreciate their support of SLC Puck, and let's get back to the show. In the third period, what's his name? Logan Cooley, who scored a goal, also had a bad penalty, but the Utah Hockey Club just rolled with the punches. They were in the moment. They killed these penalties really well. The penalty kill was extremely effective. And there were just guys who really, really played very, very well. And I think you talk about a lot of these guys are the guys who have been here before. And I'm talking about guys like Kevin Stenlund, who has been fantastic. I thought he was probably the one bright spot for Utah in their loss against Seattle, but he scored a goal as well in Seattle, and then another goal tonight against Vancouver. And then other guys who just have been a little bit snake bitten and want to get back into the swing of things, like Michael Kesselring, who had that great fight against Toronto last week to get the team back into it. I thought he played fantastic tonight against the Vancouver Canucks. He had a lot of poise. He skates through the neutral zone at that size, as well as you could possibly imagine. The dude's a big dude. He's probably 6'6", skates the puck incredibly well, but I thought he made really great, very poised decisions with his passing. This might have been the best passing game the Utah Hockey Club has played all year. I thought their passes were crisp. They got out of their defensive zone quickly. They found each other in the offensive zone. They found, the right guy. They found the guy who was in the best position to shoot. But at the same time, they got out of the bad habits that we've been seeing them, delve into from time to time, which can be sort of over-possessing the puck, maybe over-passing at times. Tonight, not really the case. I think we saw them be a lot more willing to shoot the puck, get it on net, to go for the rebounds, and I think that was a huge part of their game. We saw great goals, a great passing sequence that led from a wraparound pass from Nick Bjugstad to Kevin Stenlund. Logan Cooley scored a goal, and that was huge. That was his first goal since February 27th. And again, that was a big moment for him because earlier in the period, in the third, he had a really kind of a dumb penalty. Kind of wrapped his arm around and gave the guy a bear hug from behind. But Utah killed that off, and Cooley gets back on the ice. It might have been his next shift or maybe the shift after that. He finds the back of the net. And then again, another moment of adversity, the 4-minute penalty by Keller, the double minor. Utah killed that off. And I thought to myself, like, I feel like this is the same Utah team that killed off that 8-9-minute long penalty against the Hurricanes way back November 13th. You remember that. That was the Karel Vejmelka coming out party, right? That was the night when Karel Vejmelka became a statewide celebrity, when we were all eager to eat our vegetables, so to speak. Not me. Vegetables are disgusting. Do you remember when I had the bite of broccoli a couple episodes ago? I can still kind of taste it. What did Jerry Seinfeld say to Newman? You wouldn't eat broccoli if it was deep fried and covered in chocolate sauce. I feel the same way. Broccoli's disgusting. And we didn't even steam it either. It was just cold, like hard, raw broccoli. Again, I don't know how to prepare broccoli. It's disgusting. Anyway, that's not the point. Vejmelka had a great game. It was his 10th straight game tonight in goal against the Vancouver Canucks, which to me sort of sets up like the next challenge for the Utah Hockey Club. Because we're not out of the woods yet. We've still, and again, I'm gonna say we. I'm gonna say we as if I'm a member of the team. I know a lot of guys on the team watch this show. They count on me for inspiration. They count on me for energy. They like my shoes. You know, Clayton Keller likes my shoes. I owe it to them to speak as if I'm part of the team, right? But the next challenge for us as the Utah Hockey Club, and I'm just kidding, the Utah Hockey Club's challenge is to find a way to get a point, to get a goal without Karel Vejmelka in net. And I think that, to me, might be the next defining challenge for this team. Because to ask Karel Vejmelka to play 25 straight games in goal and try to get you in the playoffs, I think is a little bit too much to ask. I mean, we've decided we're going to pay him a considerable chunk of money, you know, to stick around here in Utah for a while. But that is just like an unfair workload. It could result in injury too. So if you overwork Vejmelka, you know, you run the risk of you know, potentially not having fresh veggies. And, you know, who doesn't? If you're going to have veggies, they got to be fresh, right? So for the Utah Hockey Club, they've got to find a way to get a win with Jackson Stauber in goal. You guys remember Connor Ingram is out. He's in the player assistance program dealing with personal mental health issues, all that kind of good stuff. He's still reckoning with the loss of his mother earlier this year. So again, for the Utah Hockey Club, that's the challenge. And they really can't let their foot off the gas. There's not a lot of time to pat themselves on the back about this one. This is a huge win, and I'm very happy for the Utah Hockey Club. I really am. I hope they blasted "Love Me Sexy" by Jackie Moon, Will Ferrell, in the locker room as loud as they possibly could. I hope they doused themselves in some water. I hope they, you know, had a shower. But now they got to get on the plane and fly to Edmonton to play the Oilers, one of the best teams in the NHL. Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, who might be the Hart Trophy winner this year as the National Hockey League's most valuable player. Tough game. And who's going to start in net? We don't know. It might be Vejmelka again, or they might have to give Stauber a chance and try to claw and scratch their way into winning this game, or at the very least, taking it to overtime and getting a point. But again, it's a great win. Be excited tonight. I'm very excited. I'm very happy about what the Utah Hockey Club pulled off tonight. I thought that was a big, mature move for them. Andre Tourigny's talked about this quite a bit with the media. He's like, I really like the way our character is developing. And I think, to me, that was kind of the story of this game. There was a lot of character there. The bounce back from a bad win in the Emerald City to the Seattle Kraken. Are you kidding me? What's wrong with those people in Seattle, by the way? They think throwing fish is cool. You think Starbucks is cool? You think Bill Gates is cool? I do like Seattle quite a bit. It's one of my favorite cities, actually. I'm a huge Seattle Mariners and Seattle Seahawks fan, and I do like a lot of things that the Kraken do as well. I think there's a lot of lessons the Utah Hockey Club can win, but still to lose to those guys when they're having a crummy year, not good. But the bounce back tonight, awesome job by the Utah Hockey Club. But again, let's keep our foot on the gas. There's still a lot of work to be done. 16 games to go. The chances of making the playoffs, according to moneypuck.com, remain around 26%. And again, some big games coming up. So Tuesday, let's just look over here at the schedule. Tuesday for the Utah Hockey Club, they're going to face the Edmonton Oilers in Alberta. And then they're coming back here to the Beehive State on Thursday to take on the Buffalo Sabres. Again, that could be a potential trap game. That's one they can't look past. The Sabres suck, but you got to still get the 2 points against them. They played the Lightning on Saturday, the 22nd, and then the Red Wings on the 24th. That's where we're going to have our watch party at Brick's Corner. And before that, the games on the 20th and the 22nd, those are going to be Nashcast games. Tyson Nash, myself, and our great producer, Craig Amazine from the Utah Hockey Club are putting together those shows. Right now, we've been on the phone with each other a lot. Like, I'm sure Tyson and Craig are sick of talking to me, and I don't blame them, right? But we have a lot of great guests for both of those games. So if you don't have SEG Plus or Utah Hockey Club Plus, I'd recommend getting it now. We have incredible guests coming up. I'm really excited for you guys to see these shows. Nashcast is getting bigger and better than ever. I think we're going to have a lot more to say about Nashcast in the next week or so, just with like ramping up what we want to do with the show. I have had a blast working with Tyson Nash. He's one of my favorite people in the whole world. I would be happy to dive in front of a puck for him at any time, and I so badly wish I had the other night on the 10th again when he was in town for the Maple Leafs game. But again, yeah, please check that out and appreciate your support. And let me just wrap up the show again by just saying how much I enjoy being a part of the Utah Hockey Club community. The fans, I think, are amazing. Being at the game on the 12th against the Ducks was a lot of fun. I really appreciated everybody who came and said hi. And, I took a couple pictures of me. That still blows me away. That still feels super weird. But that means a lot. And I want to give a big shout out to those of you guys who have let the players know that they care about them. Because we've talked about this on the show. I think it's so easy to forget that these guys are like human beings too. We were critical of Connor Ingram for his play at times this season. I think we all kind of felt like we had some egg on our face after finding out that he was dealing with some hard stuff, right? The death of his mom and all the mental health challenges that come with that, which are very understandable. But, I've come to see Utah Hockey Club fans, making cards, letters of support for Connor Ingram. I think I've heard that a group of fans has gone in and purchased a jersey, a Utah Hockey Club jersey, and they're going to be signing it and sending it to Ingram to show their support. Let me tell you what, that's the kind of stuff that you guys as fans, that we can do as fans to bring a Stanley Cup to Utah, because I guarantee you players are seeing that. They're noticing it. The hockey community's a very tight-knit one. That's something I'm learning being on Nashcast and feeling like Tyson knows everybody who has ever played hockey and can call them up at any moment and get them on our show. When players hear that people in Utah care a lot about them, I think they're going to be very interested in coming here and giving their all for us as a state and as a fan base. So, stick taps to those of you fans who are doing that and showing people that you care. We talked about this the last episode. Guys who care, that's a good thing. Guys and gals who care, that's a very good thing. And the Utah Hockey Club definitely showed they cared tonight with a big win over the Vancouver Canucks tonight. So super great. Way to go, Utah Hockey Club. But hey, get back to it, all right, fellas? Get some rest. You got the Oilers on Tuesday. We're excited. We'll be back with you guys on Wednesday. Again, Nashcast coming up this week. Don't forget to support our great partners at Payne Anthony Creative Jewelers and Jonathan's Jewelry. Scan the QR code, enter this thing. Follow me on social media at SLC Puck, Crown Burger T-shirts, slcpuck.shop, watch parties, Brick's Corner, a bar named Sue. If I forgot something, apologies. KSL.com. Read Ryan Miller stuff. Ryan works really hard. We love you guys. We'll talk to you soon.